Best friend, did you catch last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? If you didn't, I'm here to give you all the tea. I'm going to make this one a little bit quicker than what we normally do, but that's just because my food finna get real cold, okay? So if you're interested, then stay tuned. Alright, so we start off season 4, episode 4 with Masika and Misster Ray. Misster Ray is an event planner, and Masika has met up with him because she has decided that Zale can no longer be worked with, so she needs somebody else, another gay boyfriend to work with, and she's picked Misster Ray. They start shading everybody from Hazel E to Zale, and it's just one big shady thing. But I did notice that she was getting her feet worked on, and I was happy about that because we all know that her feet was a little bit just a tad bit messed up, and she needed to get them worked on anyway. So I see you, VH1. They talked about the feet. Make sure you take care of your people, get the feet done, okay? I see you. So then next up we have Moniece, Nia, and Cisco, and Moniece has invited Cisco over to her house so that they can discuss Teairra's condition. Now, they aren't sure if Cisco is aware that she actually has an alcoholism problem, that she's an alcoholic and not just a drinking problem. And I think I'm really actually glad that they're trying to make the distinction between someone that just has kind of a drinking problem. Like, we all have that friend that when they go out, they may drink too much, but they don't really necessarily like drink all the time. So that's like a drinking problem. Like, you need to work on that. But alcoholism is a real deal, like, disease, and that's an issue where you're drinking all the time, every day, all day. Like, you wake up, you're drinking, you know. So I like the fact that they were distinguishing the two, and they were making it a point to let Cisco know that she had a problem. And Cisco seemed like he was not aware of the issue. He was like, well, in New York, you know, she didn't act like this. There wasn't any problems. And they was like, are you sure? Like, you sure you didn't just miss something? He was like, no, I'm sure. I was with her all the time and she didn't act like this. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to talk to her. So they decide that, hey, okay, we'll let that be for now. And we'll see where it goes once y'all get to talking. Then we have Brooke and Booby, and of course, like, this chemistry that they have is just off the chain, and it's just, I want to see them together. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like seeing married men, but I mean, they're separated. Keyshia Cole had a whole man on the side, so I'm actually okay with this. I want Brooke and Booby to get together. As soon as the divorce is final, I think they should just go ahead and tell everybody that they together. I think this whole Marcus thing is just to hold off until they can tell everybody what's going on. But anyways, Booby comforts her about Marcus, you know, basically just giving his advice, like, I told you that you need to do like me. You know, I'm the right one. I mean, he didn't really say that, but basically that's what he was saying. Like, I told you about him. You need to be with somebody that's better than that. You know, you can do better. And so Booby says that when he was with Keyshia Cole, that it was all about basketball, and now that he's in music, you know, he trusts his little trill baby Brooke with his music. And so they end up listening to his music. They start vibing. It's a vibe. It was showing up a vibe. That's all I would say. They had definite vibes going on, and you could feel it. Like, y'all know I sing, so I've been around like a rapper before, or just music in general with someone, and there will literally be music playing in the background, that person rapping, and I'm just going back and forth with ad-libs and stuff. So I felt that moment. Like, it was real to me, and I loved it. It was just cool. So then we have Cisco and Teairra. They meet back up so that Cisco can, you know, talk to Teairra and see what's going on. Come to find out, he's had problems with drugs as well, and pills. I was like, dog, we finding everything out about Cisco in this season. We ain't find out nothing in New York. All we knew is that he was a scumbag? What do they call themselves? Y'all let me know what they call themselves in New York. Creep squad. All we knew, he was a creep, okay? And now we finding out that he had all these issues. Like, he really had substance. Like, I'm here for Cisco when he comes back to New York, because y'all know he's going back to New York. You know, seeing where his storyline goes and finding out more about him as a person. But Cisco's like, you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk about it. Is it your career? What is it about LA that makes you trigger? And she was like, I would rather talk to a bottle than to talk to you. That's how I feel, and I don't expect you to understand. I knew you would understand. He was like, but I do, so we're gonna get you some help. She was like, okay, daddy. I was like, okay, Teairra. She looking real drunk, okay? You looking real drunk and out of it, but hey. So then we got Solo Lucci and Alexis Sky, and this relationship is just draining me already. It's already a drain. It's already something that I'm not even here for. I'm just like, why are y'all even together? Like, seriously, why are y'all together? What purpose does this whole relationship serve? And so they meet up at the strip club. They haven't talked in a whole week, and I'm like, okay, so that's 1 month and a week that they've been together, and out of that 1 month and a week they haven't talked to each other. Anyways, Alexis tells him, hey, I'm not pregnant, and she's relieved that because she feels like the relationship was just moving too fast. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. So then she sits back and she's like, but your baby mama though. Okay, so they get to talking about the baby mama, and he's like, you know, I can't do anything about the baby mama. I can't make anything change. That's my baby mama. That's my child's mother. I can't do anything about it. All I can say to you is leave it alone. And she was like, nah. Y'all know how she be talking and getting on my nerves. But I was like, okay, whatever. So then Marcus and Brooke meet up, and Marcus has invited her to this house, and this house is like rented, of course, but it's beautiful, gorgeous view and everything. He like, yeah, I'm finna get me some today, okay? You already know what his plans were. And Brooke came over in true fashion, okay? I love it. She had on a nice little dress, and then she had on her like little cover up or whatever, but she was definitely ready for what was going down. And she made it a point to tell the man that, well, let me tell you this. He went through his little spiel about, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like this, blah, 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 woozy woo. You know, I'm ready for things to be just me and you again. Let's make this happen. And she let him talk, do all the talking. Then she said, you know what? I ain't got no panties on, but if I did have some on, I definitely wouldn't be giving you none. I was like, oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all know I'm here for Brooke, and I love that line because it was so true. Like, I want you to know I ain't got no panties on. I came over here like this, but I'm finna go be with somebody else. And guess where she was going? To go be with Booby in the studio. Yes, indeed. She went to the studio with Booby, and that made Marcus look some kind of way. He called him little boob or whatever in the confessional, but you know he was a little salty. I mean, who wouldn't be salty? You see your girl looking all fine and stuff, and she finna go be with another man. So then Marcus, A1, and Solo Lucci meet up. Marcus telling the guys about what happened with him and Brooke the other night, how he had it all set up and everything, and Brooke wasn't going. It was like, well, you kind of started it. You played the game. So he was like, dang, I guess y'all right. So I'm gonna do things right. I'm gonna make things right. I'm gonna get my girl back. Then we got A1 telling him about his meeting with Keyshia Cole and how his wife doesn't want him to have any female artists underneath him right now, only wants him to be working with her. And they like, you gonna let her affect your coins? Like, I know that's your wife, but at the same time, this is business. You gotta separate the two. And he was like, they right. I gotta get my coins. I gotta get my money. I was like, okay, A1 sounded like Ray J, but you know, neither here nor there. Then Solo Lucci tells about his woes with Alexis Sky and his baby mama. He like, I love her. You know, I really do love her. But we be arguing back and forth, and then you know, her and my baby mama got issues. And I was like, okay, so here y'all go trying to stretch this little story out, but we gonna let y'all have it. Side note, I forgot to tell y'all the song that Solo Lucci had back in 2015 that was popping. It was called Whip It. And it has over 1 million views, I believe, on YouTube. I still don't know what the song is. I didn't listen to it. But hey, you know, if the kids love it, the kids love it. But that's who Solo Lucci is. And he's got a couple other tracks. He almost gives you a Yo Gotti feel. If you listen to Yo Gotti, he kind of reminds you of Yo Gotti. So then we have Brooke and Booby at the studio, and this moment was just like, ooh, if y'all don't just go ahead and kiss, I just need y'all to kiss. Like, y'all keep setting this up. They looking at each other's eyes. He looking at her. She looking at him. They looking like this. And then they put their heads down like, nah, we can't do this. And both of them pretty much say, you know, because of Keyshia, they aren't going to do anything. I'm like, okay, when is this divorce happening? Because Booby know it's coming. He like, you know, the divorce ain't finalized yet, but it's on its way. And then he makes it known that Marcus is not competition for him. Like, I don't know what Marcus is thinking, but just know if I want a little baby, she'll be mine. I was like, well, you go ahead and get your boo then, okay? Get it. We got Keyshia Cole and Zell. They meet up because Keyshia Cole is having a listening party and she needs somebody to style her. And I guess, come to find out, Zell has been styling her for a while now. So later on in the episode, y'all see where that comes in to find out what's going on. But Zell tells her all of the business what's been going on with all of the other ladies that are in the group and how he's been handling it. And Keyshia like, look, everybody ain't gonna be your friend, but you get your money, okay? So go to this party, go do your thing, and you be cordial and just go and see how things go, okay? Then we have Alexis Sky and Nikki Baby. Nikki Baby is having a photo shoot for her lingerie line or underwear line, undergarment line. I'm not really sure what kind of line this is, but whatever the case, they both half naked and they on there modeling or Instagram modeling, if you ask me. But anyways, Sarah, who is Lucci's ex, shows up, and we find out, okay, that while Sarah was still with Lucci, even though that's just his baby mama, they were still together. Alexis had stepped into the picture and they were messing around with each other, and that's when Sarah broke up with Lucci. Now Sarah felt some type of way about Alexis Sky. Now this reminds me of the same story. Masika had a problem with Alexis Sky being with Alexis Sky had a problem with Masika because Masika hooked up with Fetty Wap while they was together. And now it seems like the same thing. Although Alexis Sky is trying to backtrack and say, no, that's not what happened. You don't know what happened because y'all know how these men are. They will tell us one thing and have a whole nother relationship over here. So, joke's on you. You doing the same thing that you was mad at Masika about doing. Y'all know I don't really care for Alexis Sky anyway. I just think she's a waste of a show person. But anyways, come to find out, let me share the tea. Masika is the one who told Sarah where she could find them at. Now, I don't know how she knew, or the producers told her and she went about her business and went and told them. But honey, it's gonna get messy because y'all know Alexis Sky been looking for Masika. So we're gonna see how that comes out and how that plays out. So Keyshia Cole and A1 meet up with each other. The A&R Erica is like, you need one more hit, you need a banger, and I got just the person to do it. And sure enough, A1 shows up. Keyshia had already heard about A1 being this hot producer at the moment and who he had been working with. So she's excited about working with them, and they're like, okay, we're gonna get something popping. We want to make sure we keep the Keyshia Cole sound, but we want to give it an A1 flavor. And A1's like, I can do that, okay? So then we got Teairra and Cisco. Now they go to this oxygen bar, and well, not an oxygen bar, it's like a vitamin drip bar or something like that for dehydration, okay? Now I'm not sure how they thought this was gonna help her alcoholism. Now I understand if she had a hangover from the night before, yeah, let's take her there. But as far as like really helping, I didn't see where this was gonna be a real help. It sounded like something was just sponsored to let them know that you could go here to get a vitamin drip and dehydration drip or whatever they want to call it. But I'm not sure that this was something that was really beneficial to her alcoholism. And then we go to Masika's party, and Zell shows up with Moniece, and immediately the shade is thrown. Masika's like, well, I'm just going to take my real friend over here. Well, why did you invite Zell if that was not going to be somebody that you wanted at your party? Like, why even invite him? He didn't have to come. So at this moment, I felt Zell like, okay, well, now I'm finna act the fool because you knew we weren't cool. We had our issues, but you invited me anyway, so I'm thinking things are cool. So let me just show my monkey tail anyway. So Zell gets up on this table, this little display table with these little products that Masika has. And y'all, these products look like nothing. I mean, she didn't even have like, you know, you're supposed to have like this display stands and different things like that. She didn't even have that. Like, Masika, where your coins, okay? I'm gonna need your event planner to get it together. So anyways, as they're giving their speeches, Misster Ray and Masika thanking everybody for coming, blah blah blah. Of course, y'all already know how Zell is. Zell was like, yep, these ain't nothing, let me do this, standing up on the table, and it all goes down. Misster Ray and him get into it, and Misster Ray ends up throwing a drink at Zell, and that's when security steps in, of course. And Masika was like, yo, like, you were supposed to stop this from happening. I expected you not to let this happen, but you let it happen. So therefore you get out too. So Misster Ray got out, and Zell left the party, and then she was just left there with products on the floor. And I was like, okay, I didn't understand the party. So next episode, we're gonna see Teairra and Cisco talking. We're gonna see Keyshia Cole at the studio with A1 and what is her name? Y'all know I be forgetting. Oh, I'll be forgetting that baby name, but his wife comes in and she's like, what about me? You know, I wanted to sit in with Keyshia Cole. I'm like, you are fangirling real hard right now. It's just a bunch of stuff that's gonna happen next episode. Let me know what y'all think down below about this episode. Were you here for it? Were you not? Did you find out anything interesting? Let me know down below in the comments. I gotta go get my food, so I will holla at y'all later. KK, bye.